Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to King's Cup Asia.
King's Cup 2.
King's Cup 2,
Southeast Asia.
We are in Game 2 of Sterling Global Dragons.
Not Dragoons.
Versus Lotac.
It's just my Canadian accent.
Lotac taking Game 1 fairly convincingly. It was a solid draft. Drow Ranger strat from SGD didn't really pan out. But it was something that they had success with according to your statistics. And Lotac not necessarily having success with the Shaker previously, but the Aghanim Scepter build of the first pickup by Shaker seemed to have worked out very well for them.
I had a thought, by the way, during the break.
Yeah.
Just in regards to the over-discipline that we kind of saw from Lotac.
You hate them. Admit
No,
it.
no. Okay,
You hate them.
I actually had an epiphany. So sometimes, you know, you're scrimming, you're practicing, you play against some teams, you get elite, and then you throw. And then sometimes you go into like competitive, or you go into a scrim, and you know that you can win, you know that you can go in the game, but you're just like making sure that you're not throwing just for like practice purposes, just to like so you're not building bad habits. I have a feeling that this was something like that, where they were really trying to like hammer in, okay, here's how you siege. You only siege with like a pick-off, because otherwise you're going to risk throwing the game. You know, if we have a TA that's really low, we're not going to sit in the Roche pit. Perhaps like a little bit, they went a little bit overboard with it, but it's just something like not building bad habits. That's what I assume that was, because they had such a gold lead, and I'm sure they knew that they could just go in the game, but it's not a pub, right? You don't want to treat it like a pub, or you're just going to build these bad habits.
The issue with that, though, is like if you're over aggressive or you're under aggressive. Let's say they play against a team that's really good when it comes to decision making. Those openings that you're creating are actually potential game losing opportunities, because the team would be able to utilize like that space of time. I mean, I would love to see Lotac like tighten up their team play a little bit to try and nail down those timings and when they should and shouldn't be aggressive. Because right now, they're playing against, I mean, no shade to Sterling Global Dragons. They're not necessarily the best team in the region. They're quite average, to be completely honest. And if they're playing like this against an average team, you put Lotac against someone that is a lot stronger, and you're looking at a different game.
All right. Let's say that this Lotac playing like Manchester United under Mourinho.
I don't watch football.
I don't get
boring.
You gotta know your audience, Xyclopzz. None of us watch real sports. I don't know football, soccer.
I don't care.
All right, so then explain this Mourinho. Who is Mourinho?
He said boring but effective.
Manchester United under Mourinho is the
coach?
team manager. Yeah, he's a coach. And his principle is easy. Just play whatever you want. No, not play whatever you want. Just play whatever that we don't concede a goal. I don't care if you're going to take a bus in front of our goal line or whatever. Just don't concede a goal, and maybe just score one goal and then win the game, get 3 points. And yeah, it's kind of boring.
So he gives his players some freedom.
To do whatever they want.
I mean, you could kind of compare it, like, what am I saying here? Okay, the difference between like NA and SEA is kind of similar to that, where it's like in NA, there's a lot of, here's a certain principle in Dota, and we're going to follow it to an absolute T. Like, you never go for two-man ganks. You never make a play when your team is dead. Whereas in SEA, we're seeing people choose to intentionally take fights when their team is dead, because they know that you're not expecting that. It's like, okay, your TA is dead. Who's gonna smoke out with a TA being dead? Every team in SEA will do it. In NA, that will not happen. In NA, people will make no plays if people are dead. They will not go for ganks that aren't like absolutely guaranteed. In SEA, there's just total risk but high reward.
Yeah, that is Manchester United, NA.
Can't relate. Don't watch football.
But the start awesome.
Does depend on the team. I mean, if you're like EG, they're gonna have that NA consistency, but also do the really ballsy stuff, because they're just calculating and they're insane.
All right, it seems like they are all ready.
Okay, are we in the game?
No,
in the draft?
not quite.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 out of 10.
Okay, we have like so every day in this group stage we have 3 series in each day.
Yep.
And shall we explain them? What are we doing here? Maybe just a little bit.
Oh yeah, I suppose.
I'll let Miss
I'm not the
Queen.
king. I'm not
yeah,
the king or queen. I'm just
explain
holding the
the
props.
audience. What are we doing here? You know, unless we're gonna get a lot of it in the
What do you mean?
Reddit.
What do you mean? What are we doing here?
It's alright. My goodness.
What is King's Cup about?
What is King's Cup? Well, that's a brilliant question. What is King's Cup? If you weren't here for the beginning, for the intro, then you're gonna probably not understand what's the point of the show. We're here to have fun. We have our whole medieval set thing. I'm holding a staff. We don't normally have this in broadcasts. And the whole point of this is to have fun. And there's
Being a
going to
fool.
be... Well, right now we're just having normal fun. After this best of 2, we're going to be doing some role changes where each of us is going to be given a role. We have King, Wizard. Wizard normally sits there, but Jenkins wants to sit on the
Hurts
floor.
my back, man. I'm not. I got a bad back.
So Wizard, and then over on
Broke
the
back?
broke back.
Maybe, dude. It feels like it.
And then on the desk we've got play-by-play and
analyst.
analyst. It's
There he
very
is. There
standard
they
stuff.
are.
And basically what happens is casters, they just do their regular stuff. Wizard has access to a magic tablet, right, Jenkins?
Yeah, it's a scroll.
I'm gonna
It's like
show them what it does.
Okay. Oh my god.
It's the Storm Spirit.
Ugh. All right,
I think I need to give you the staff, otherwise you can't can't use magic.
100% charge. Oh, Dakota has an email actually. Let me go ahead and check
you
that
need
for
the
him.
stuff. Jenkins!
Oh yeah, all right. Give me that.
Jesus, don't break
Thanks.
it. Don't be like Tsunami.
What? He
He-
broke his stuff?
I didn't.
You've broken it like
break the
twice, haven't
stuff.
you?
I gave it character.
My God.
Gave it character
Was
by
that me
breaking
that did that? No, I didn't do.
No,
All right, this
Jenkins.
having issues. This isn't gonna work.
Is it broken again?
It's broke. It's gonna.
Okay, a magic tablet is broken. And then you have the king, does whatever they want and can throw decrees at the casters and the wizard to do things for them.
We got a lot of decrees in store for you today. Some good ones. Some juicy ones.
I
They're
saw
dirty.
some of them. They're remarkable, but
Oh, yeah.
no decrees yet. You calm yourselves. We're good.
Not yet.
We're relaxing. We're gonna get ready for the aftermath.
If I could make a decree for the players, I would decree no goddamn Necrophos and Undying every game. That's what I would decree. Dude, NA's the same. It's just there's these like 4 or 5 picks that's just being picked every single game.
That's what happens at the tail end of every patch.
Yeah,
Because we've
yeah.
had like what 6 months of 7.19 roughly, maybe less than that. Maybe
feels
like
like
4 months.
feels like a decade.
Feels like a while, and by the time you reach a D patch, we haven't hit a D patch in a long time because they've been doing the bi-weekly patches that are been numbered each time. Last time we had a D patch was like last year.
There he is.
I feel
There's
like
there's the
there's-
green boy.
The 2-week patches just feel there's too much.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel.
like a middle ground that needs to be found.
Yeah.
My theory for the bi-weekly patches was that Valve
Made one patch, and then they were releasing it slowly.
Wouldn't
Well,
it-
no, my thing was that I think iStrog was getting sick of having to release every single balance patch with a content patch. Like Valve was like, okay, we have like all these
Okay.
things that we want to do for Dota Plus, and then you can include your balance patch with that. And he was like, I'm just gonna do my own thing every 2 weeks. We'll see how it pans out. And it was a fun experiment. I think more frequent patches are a good thing, but maybe not every 2 weeks.
It's also a bad thing because it's consistently changing, so people start to forget, like numbers,
Oh yeah, for
cooldowns,
pub
items.
players, like
Oh my god.
it's a nightmare situation.
It's hell, man.
It's,
keeps
well, there's like
changing.
a balance because some pub players don't care at all about
Dude,
change logs.
we literally looked at a spell yesterday, the Kunkka Cleave, like it increases
yeah,
the range.
Yeah.
It's not in the tooltip. There's so much stuff that's not in the tooltips because
Yeah.
there's so many
Oh,
patches.
it increases range?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, the
The
cleave.
AoE
Oh.
increases.
The AoE
Yeah,
gets
but
larger.
It's not in the tooltip.
Okay,
And
It's
I
just
was-
it's just
that's
not
the
in the
reason
tooltip.
why they pick Kunkka a lot out of nowhere.
It makes me feel like maybe they're...
and I didn't even know that.
Because they do so many updates, they just forget to update the tooltip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
That's pretty much what happens.
I
And they
mean,
made strides. They made the little hold down Alt and it'll tell you the stuff.
But then sometimes that's just... Some
but it's
people
just
don't,
not it's just not in there
don't look
yeah,
at it.
It's not.
for a lot of them. It's rough. I mean, I remember after a lot of those patches, the numbers would just stay the same. Like it would just say the same numbers, but the
Yes,
spell would be
it would.
different.
Exactly. They're just not clear enough. I'm trying to get the message around that, hey, this item has changed and it's a big deal, or this spell changed. But what happens?
This-
I mean, I was expecting the bi-weekly patches to be like, if there's any bugs, you sort of just fix the bugs. Didn't really expect it to be like balance changes. Or even like just fixing things, because with every patch, like something breaks. Let's be real, something breaks every single time we get a major balance patch.
Such is life in the programming world, though. It's hard to keep a game with 10 to 20 million people playing it all the time.
10 to 20 million interactions.
Right.
keep them all consistent. Like you were talking about that Morphling bug earlier this week, weren't you? Where
Yeah.
if you leveled up.
If you level up during the ulti, you don't get the stats.
That's right.
abuser.
They fixed it now though, and Morphling
Right.
is looking really good. That was a big meme in NA. Like everybody was talking about how.
Is it really that impact? It's
Yeah,
one,
it is.
It's one level, right? One
It's-
level's worth of stats?
It's one level's worth of stats, but like.
And you have to be inside of a morph at the time that you level up?
Yeah, but if like in the TI, the thing is the hero can morph between stats. So, like you lose strength, you lose agi, you're losing damage
Yeah,
for
that's
both.
true.
Like it's really bad, and for
From Morphling, when stats is everything in a
stats
game.
is everything for that hero. And in I think in the TI Grand Finals, Morph had lost like 40 damage worth of stats or something.
Wow.
Like that.
God.
Oh.
Yeah, 40
That's
in
an
the
item's worth.
in the Grand Finals. Like it's absolutely insane. And then he's squishier too. There's less strength that you can morph. I mean, it's great. It's not in the game anymore though. They fixed that now.
I
And
wonder-
NA is picking the hell out of that hero.
Yeah.
If someone goes back through those VODs, would there have been any situations where Morphling would have missed kills because
Oh
of
yeah,
that
people
40
did.
damage?
It was on Reddit. People did the whole breakdown.
Oh.
Like I mean, that went to a game 5 too. So
Game 5, yeah.
yeah, that was LG,
Intense, man. I was
LGD's
there.
Morphling.
I
Right?
was there cheering up for OG besides the LGD group of protesters or something. They were so aggressive with that, man. And then when OG kills one, I was like, hey, and then I look at them. Oh, sorry.
If you think it's aggressive in Vancouver, you just wait for Shanghai.
Goddamn, China fans
Oh
are
my God.
Yeah.
they're
Right.
intense,
It's
man.
gonna be
They're intense.
absolutely rabid.
Yeah,
Let me
super
tell you, dude,
intense, man.
the-
LGD.
The best thing about going to Galaxy battles for me was the fans. Like, They
Yeah.
were so into it.
God
Yeah.
help us if there's not a Chinese team in grand finals at TI9.
Oh my god.
Actually, I think the whole stadium would probably leave.
Pin drop silence for sure.
Well, they
No,
have,
Yeah,
it'll be all
it
the
was like
foreigners
that,
left,
you know?
so
Yeah.
we'll just like congregate in like
Sure.
one little circle in the audience and be like, oh,
make sure the camera shot is that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the LGD supporter disappeared like a Ricky before they even take the trophy.
Yep.
Like I turn left to them, nothing there. It's just like dream.
Yeah,
it was a dream.
Yeah, the stadium was so not so crowded because the Chinese supporters, they are so into their team and they just can't stand and see the trophy.
But this year was also supposed to be a big year, right? Like if it followed the curse,
It's
it was
China's
supposed to be
year.
a Chinese team.
the curse is broken, man.
So, I mean, I can understand them really getting into it this year. Because even I was thinking LGD was going to win. I legit thought LGD was going to win, but then they didn't.
The whole OG winning TI thing, it just feels like it was a dream.
Yeah, surreal.
It doesn't
Dude,
shouldn't have happened.
You look
Nope.
at where
I
they
was
came
there,
from and how
man.
they
It's-
started.
That was my first TI.
What a
and-
TI to
Yeah,
go
and
to.
what a TI. What I do is like hanging out with a chilling weather, walk to the stadium and then goes in. And the quality of the mattress is superb because it's the first TI ever since Dota 1 that they switch into 2-1-2 era.
Yeah, you know what?
We always have like 3-1-1 and then we always see like off laner staying in trees, when he gonna leave and then come out get some level. No, not this one because as you can see the production value they divide the screen into 3 slots.
Oh,
so
it's
we
nice,
can
yeah.
so we can see every lane because there were high potential to kills in every single lane and it was so action packed and the comeback mechanic was too good.
And we're still in that era.
We kind of are, yeah.
More 2-1-2 here. We got Bane
Alright,
Mirana
man.
potential for setups. More kill potential than you can throw a stick at. Tusk plus Treant Protector.
Earthshaker Necro, some crazy late game heroes, plus good lane, and the Pugna counter
Good
pick.
lane, you like it?
Yeah, it's a good lane. Set up for the Death Pulse. There's a lot of damage coming from the Earthshaker to kill somebody with the Reaper Scythe.
Fun fact about the Sterling Global Dragon is they are the only one team in Southeast Asia that still run a puck. And when they pick a puck, they will pick it with a Red King.
Whoa.
Yeah, they still pick Red King,
They
even
haven't
though it seems to be out of meta right
It's
now.
fallen off pretty hard.
They haven't picked either of them. I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to fit a Wraith King in here and a Puck.
Mm.
For the Dragoons.
Yeah, for Dragoon.
Oh,
Screw
he got
and
you.
your nasty English. Ah.
Hey man,
So-
carry Wraith King,
Uh,
offlane Puck, mid Pugna. No, that sounds awful. Actually. That sounds terrible. So they have decent lockdown between the Dragoons, 2 melee supports.
Stop saying Dragoons.
Nobody really cares about the melee supports
Oh my
these
gosh.
days, just like nobody really cares if you mispronounce team names.
No one cares about you either.
No, I know. That's what my
Nobody
Parents tell
cares
me.
me too.
I care about you.
Why would
Sometimes.
you burn yourself?
Nah,
He's just going down with it with his friend, man.
He's going down with the Titanic
This is
at
what
this
this is
point.
when this is why we did the dance yesterday, man. I wouldn't leave him out to dry. Bloodseeker. That's pretty good against the old Mirana. You leap away, you take 20,000 damage. Good against the Necrophos because all of that pure damage coming from the Bloodseeker goes through the Ghost Shroud, of course. And yeah, it's you can beat him down after he uses the Ghost Shroud with the Stacks of Thirst. Teams in this region just love the Bloodseeker for some reason. I don't really understand 100% why.
It's mostly the Thirst, I'm pretty sure. The Thirst, the Silent, Rupture. Because you're consistently fighting, right? Rupture comes off cooldown so
Yeah, I guess that's
quickly.
true. If you're constantly fighting, then Thirst is really good.
No, Thirst is great. Rupture, because Rupture is always going to be up. It's not like any of those major team fight heroes that have really long cooldowns. Like,
Yeah.
that's actually one of the reasons why C teams don't go for those long cooldown ultimates, because they know they're always going to be engaging.
They forgot about the laning phase too. Picking a Bloodseeker just give your opponent worry about, hey, don't get low HP or your teammates will be hard in lane.
I
So
mean,
try
Bane
to-
and Necrophos shouldn't have this issue because they've got Brain Sap and
What are you
and
doing?
everything. What?
I can't focus.
Nothing. Just chilling.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
it gets
That's-
hot.
It's getting warm.
I told
I
you.
wonder if you leave it there, would you actually be able to start
Can you
cooking?
hide your mouth?
Can I what?
You should kiss it.
He hide his mouth.
Does it feel weird?
It doesn't feel great now. I'm not doing that again.
I'm not touching that now. I'll
God.
flip it around.
Actually, I have just a lifetime of regrets.
You could get sick now. Look,
Whoever
has probably been
Whoever
touching
touch
it.
it, they're all sick, man.
They're all
Everybody's
sick.
sick. It doesn't matter. We're all sick at this point.
Yeah,
Good
we are.
God. Okay, let's see. What are the last picks? Let's make some predictions here. So we have Mirana, we have Necrophos, Drow is banned. There's going to be no Drow pick.
It's
Lotac.
So Lotac's probably looking for a mid here, unless it's Mirana mid.
I would say it's probably a side lane Mirana. Just check that out.
Wow.
That's a snake.
Venomancer.
So Veno
Oh.
they could honestly run these lanes anywhere. Like they run these heroes anywhere. That is one of the best things about this draft is that you have absolutely no idea where any of these heroes are going. Even the tree and the tusk could rotate lanes.
If you could
But the thing
choose
is-
the matchups for SGD, who would you want against who?
uh,
Who do you want Bloodseeker against?
You would want the
You want
Bloodseeker would be good against Mirana because she can't poke him down unless it's Bane Mirana. You'd
no,
probably
I'm
want
pretty sure it's
Bloodseeker.
Bane Mirana.
You'd
I'm-
probably want the Bloodseeker mid against Mirana because then it wouldn't be Bane Mirana, right?
Okay, yeah, I agree with that.
Kunka?
And then the Pugna against the Necro in a side lane because I think mid lane Necro beats a Pugna.
Ooh, mid storm. So this is off lane.
Bloodseeker
Offlane-
does.
That's still fine for
All
me.
Is it
lane
okay,
Necro.
Necro?
Yeah,
so
Blood-
Necro versus Bloodseeker.
I think it's Storm versus Bloodseeker.
I think it's Storm versus Bloodseeker. Yeah.
Bloodseeker mid.
Yeah, I think if you have a choice, you would put the Bloodseeker destroys Storm in the lane, but then in the game, Storm is quite good against Bloodseeker because of course the Rupture does nothing to him. But in the lane, like Bloodseeker is an old counter. You can be like level 8 when the Storm is level 5 if you play it well enough. You just run him down, and he can never harass you.
Mid Mirana.
And this-
Alacrity's taking Mirana.
They still have the
Raven.
old school combo.
Oh, is it
Jacob
Raven?
Mirana.
Sorry, I can't read.
Raven, Mirana, Chuan on the Storms.
Why did I say Alacrity? I think it's just because I can't see from here.
'Cause-
My
'cause-
glasses are not
You're
working.
thinking the best possible mid we've
Because
seen
he
today.
he played a really good mid Mirana.
I can't. I mean, my glasses not working. Hang on. Okay, Raven Mirana. All right.
Let me see. Let me
Sorry,
go ahead and test those out.
They're pretty bad. I don't think you want to use them.
Oh yeah, that does say a lot.
Holy shit, you look so smart, Jenkins. Wow. Dude, you should just get some glasses.
Jeez, I actually feel like I can see better with these on.
Oh, man.
That-
That's how it starts.
That nearsightedness, man. I gotta stop putting my monitor so close.
I mean, if I couldn't see your weed shirt, then like your IQ points just went up like 30 by perception for me.
well, dude, we're in California, man. This increases your IQ to have a weed shirt on.
I don't think that's
No one
true
can see it
anywhere.
anyway.
It does. Legal in Canada.
That's true. Start today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Today's the day.
Happy Weed Day. Can we give that a round of applause, guys?
Today?
Today's
just
today.
today?
Cyclops is like so
wow.
happy as well.
Yeah.
He's like, today?
Yes. Marijuana is now legal in Canada as of today.
I'm going back to Denver, though.
Aw.
Well, it's legal there, too.
Hey!
Okay, that round of applause.
Ah.
Why don't
Congrats for you.
Why don't you just smoke us into this game, then, half wizard?
My God.
Alright. Game 2, SGD versus
Ooh.
Lotac.
Look at that golden.
Got the Weedmancer on the bottom lane.
No, it's a banana
There
I
it
said
is.
it better myself.
I want the headpiece. That is beautiful. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Yeah, is that
Which
an
one?
immortal? It's
That does look
golden.
cool.
He looks like some sort of like Anubis.
No, it's not Anubis. It's like the old, was it the ruins in the Aztec?
Ah, yeah.
Aztec things,
I
yeah.
can definitely see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Quelling Blade those trees. APM. That's APM right there.
Can't remember
No, he's
last
against a
time
tree and
seeing-
protect your son.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to get sniped.
Yeah.
I can't remember last time I see this Venomancer as a core. This must be very interesting.
I don't like Veno, to be honest. Not like I don't like it in this game. I just don't like watching the hero in general.
It's kind of boring.
Pretty bland.
It's not that fun to play either.
I didn't.
Hey, guys, I'm
think so.
going to run down a lane and place wards. If you run into me, the wards are going to hit you.
And if they come after me, I'll just run away with my wards.
Yeah.
But,
Come
well,
at me, bro.
salute to Team Sterling Global Dragons for picking something new. Bringing some old school Venomancer horror back.
Blocking the small camp as a tree is so nice because then they can't use the sentry ward in the lane if they try to deward it. And it's a high pressure lane, so they would want to pull the wave back with the small camp. That's like the only way they can win. Tree's such a broken hero for that reason, actually.
Okay, so matchup in that bottom lane is going to be Ohio versus a Veno.
That's definitely favorable for Necro. You get stacks of the Q on Necro, giving you regen from the Veno wards. So, well, then again, presumably he's not going to go for the wards until he gets maybe level 5, maybe level 7.
Oh no, and look at that. Hornwell is waiting for the career. Come here, career. That's a salve.
So he's patient.
And sentry ward.
Oh, he's coming.
One hit only.
Be one with the
Hornwell.
tree. Oh.
Wow.
125 gold.
Yo.
Lane just got a lot harder for Storm.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like it's hard yet, so I think Juan's okay for now.
Yeah, it'll take a few levels, but Bloodseeker will definitely build up an advantage.
Oh, that's a 5 tree. Okay, I was gonna say it's so game losing to snipe couriers just because you ditch the side lane for the first wave, but who cares? It's a Veno.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get Fisher blocked, it's all good. And
Gotta say, this is gonna be a pretty interesting top lane because it's not easy to get a kill on either side. Bane's really tanky, and if they try and go for the arrow combo on anyone, if it's not the Tusk, I think they're dead.
Full armor on Bane and 600 HP from level 1 with 61 base damage. This guy's so good in laning phase, really. And now Nightmare. Who set up?
oh,
Oh no!
Oh no! Is it Nightmare onto Tusk?
nah, it's onto the Pugna.
Oh, you just
Tusk is off trying to cut the wave.
Ah, since the Tusk is on no snowball. Oh darn.
well, you can
Too
just
far.
take the sleep off too, but not if he's cutting the wave.
Though that was one thing that I mentioned that wanted to mention. It's not going to be that easy to take the Nightmare off this game because they got 3 melee heroes, and those are the heroes
Yeah.
that you want to be sacrificing: the Tusk and the
The tree.
Only really Veno can take it off of the Pugna from range.
Does Tree have
Armor?
yeah.
Nah, he's guising it up for
Ah,
that snipe in the mid lane.
it's not level 2 yet.
Nope.
Okay, this might be a dead Pugna then. Actually, I'm not sure. Pugna might be able to get away from this.
Could decrep himself and then solve.
Raven is arrow. Oh, it's arrow. I see the arrow like
Salve's in his
literally
backpack,
mid
though.
animation.
Oh, he has no mana.
No. The arrow's already there. Do you see it? It's right under the
Where is it?
Bloodseeker word. Right under Bloodseeker.
Oh, there
Yeah,
it
it's
is.
mid-flight,
Oh,
it's
that's why he
mid-flight.
has no mana. He just used it all to
Yeah.
throw an arrow.
Because I was looking at it, I was like, he has no mana, and I was like, has he thrown it? Yes, he has. Yeah, he's got a leap as well if he needs to.
It's a full HP Pugna though.
That's what I'm thinking. He'll probably get away.
Alright, let's make a guess. Type 1, if this Pugna goes down. Type 2, is he alive?
2.
I would say he's probably dead actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's dead.
it's a 0 armor hero. He's probably screwed.
He doesn't have his salve on
2
backpack
armor.
either.
Sorry, 2 armor.
But he got 4 mango.
Oh, he does have 4 mangoes,
Oh, that
actually.
changes everything.
What the
man.
hell?
Oh my
Is that gonna
god.
check your decision?
Yeah, he's got 2.0 HP regen per second now. That changes the equation entirely.
I'm
What the
still-
hell, man?
I
In
still-
5 seconds, that's 20 HP. That's like half a right click.
I still think he'll
It's
live.
legit.
For some reason, I still think he'll live.
I go for 1 died.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I go for die.
Tusk is TPing back. He has shards.
Let's
I'll say he's
find
dead.
out.
That
Taking
was
some
so
damage.
last second, Mr.
Gets one to
Jenkins.
Crep. Raven.
Oh, no.
Suck it,
Oh.
guys!
Yeah.
I win.
Did he have brain sap?
What? Oh, no. He's. Oh, yeah, he did have brain sap.
He just didn't want to use it.
Yeah, I guess.
I think it was a short arrow.
It wasn't that long, yeah.
National in the middle is such an intense fight. That if whoever goes out first,
Dude,
man, just gonna
Xian.
lose this
Yeah,
game.
It's gonna be
oh, man.
Xian.
And
Dude,
Oh my
Nastro
God.
must be pissed. Tusk was coming in for the rotation, but he instead just takes some experience that Bloodseeker did not need any help. But
Oh, the body
regardless,
blocks?
gets a
The
kill.
body blocks. Oh no.
Leap in. Rampo will now
the Jukes?
die. Unless if he
Jukes?
manages to make through all the trees
Jukes?
and the salve, he's gonna survive in the end. And Bane dies as Kiritz returns to the top lane.
Oh, this guy's a god. He's dodged 2 ganks so far.
The best thing about what just happened is that Jeremy actually caught both kills on the camera.
Hot damn.
That was pretty sick.
Making progress.
That was dope. Quality stuff, Big J.
trash.
I agree.
Well, they still got the courier snipe, and mid lane's going fairly well for Nastro. 16 and 10 versus a 7 and 2. But the fissure block on the mid lane, Bloodright coming out to save a little bit. But this hasted Earthshaker is trying to body block the last remaining spot. Nastro has Blood Rage on him. No longer. He's probably going to be able to salve up and return back to the mid lane.
He's just gonna like sit in the middle and be like, I'm just gonna change sides.
Yeah. Hey, he was like, get over here.
3 zeros already. National running away from 2
the
heroes.
taunts are real too.
Ring of Aquila.
I feel like these days you never see Storm Spirit win a lane. Just pick that hero, he loses the lane, and then gets a couple kills, comes back. It's like a Zeus. Although Zeus is better,
Yeah, just like a Zeus.
better at laning, but
It's
you
so
get
hard
1 or
for
2
Zeus
kills
to
on
win the lane,
Zeus.
man. I played Zeus before I left to studio, and it feels like well, all I can do is just spamming the first skill to get creeps. But
Yeah.
that's yeah, and I can do some spam the second skill, the lightning bolt. But at some point, my mana gone, and then what next? Hacking the tower.
You lose.
So Venomous Gale, Ohio is going to be able to get out just barely. And he goes all the way back to base because he does not want to give this Bloodseeker a bunch of thirst damage and move speed.
I really like the level 2 point into Gale. It just makes the damage so much more. Every one of Venom's abilities, for some reason, the level 1 in them just is completely awful. And
It'd be broken if they were decent at level 1.
Yeah, that's true.
hey man, the hero's not that great. You know, maybe it's time.
He's
Mid
great when he has
lane, there's a
levels.
snowball in on Xian. Bloodright connects. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Nastro gonna get cancelled with the fissure though, but they're still gonna finish him off.
Oh, at least he got the XP for that kill.
And he casts the Blood Rage to make sure he gets a little bit of HP back as well.
Top lane, Yamate just finished off that Ranpo too. What happened is Ranpo was a little bit off position and then get set up by the Nightmare, and Raven just walk forward. It's so easy for them.
Yeah, the Tusk hasn't really been focusing in that top lane. Has been moving around a little bit, leaving the Pugna exposed.
Yeah,
it's kinda weak.
You can't leave him in this such a dangerous combo like Nightmare Arrow, man.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like this combo is just like Bonnie
it's
and
probably dead now.
Clyde.
Oh,
And now then once again Nightmare Arrow on
lane.
top.
Connects the combination. He's taking way too much damage. Not gonna be able to decrep his way out of this one. He goes down.
They gotta do something about that top lane, because if a Pugna can't get farm in lane, he can't really get farm anywhere. He's not a jungler. He's not really that great when it comes to roaming.
yeah, I was gonna say actually, with these like Necros and Pugnas, you can't just leave them. That's why it sucks to pick a roamer with these heroes.
And it sucks to be up against this Cancer lane. Ohio taking way too much damage for these Treant punches. Leech Seed nerf be damned. They get the kill.
Yeah, they gotta do something about that lane. I mean, Tusk, I think he's dying in the top lane, or Oh, there we go.
He has a shards available if he needs to cast it,
Doesn't
but
need it.
last arrow coming in from Mirana.
This is getting hard because Raven is the one who played Mirana so good. Now he got snowball too, and his buddy Yamate. If you remember yesterday, it was Yamate who used all the Nightmare to counter the Reaper side from the other team, and his positioning was so good that he can attack and defense at the same time. Nightmare, Fiend Grip, yeah, you name it.
The one thing is, I think Raven, I don't know if he was planning on going like a farm-intensive build, but the way that Storm Spirit's getting bopped in the mid lane, I think Raven need to be more active in the mid game than he was expecting before. Which it does seem like he's doing. He's got double Wraithband, going for one of them into an Aquila, so maybe something like a Dragonlance and start trying to get kills around the map to make space.
I think
for
so
the Storm.
too. I think with like a Bane Mirana setup, you can very easily kill a Bloodseeker too.
Yeah.
And
Especially with the Reaper scythe.
And Ohio hasn't been destroyed in his lane, so he also is going to be able to contribute somehow to this.
Yeah.
So they're not pulling 2 people back, they're just having to pull that one hero.
Yeah. I think it's actually fine in this game to sack the Storm. I like what Rampo's doing up here.
He's doing a lot of damage, but Raven has 2 leaps available. He can pop them at any second. And he has 6 wand
He's just
charges.
waiting for the decrep or what?
Yeah, he's just toying with them. Wand,
Decrep nuke?
leap.
Yeah.
Not even wanding.
Baiting the spells. That's a pretty nice play. I like that.
But
Oh,
the thirst!
Oh.
You bait too much and this boy gets thirsty. Blood right damage boosted by the Blood Rage, and Nasdra will get a cheeky kill.
Nothing he could do, just trying to deal the most damage before he goes down. Leaving the lane middle. Hey, where's the mid laner of Lotac? Storm Spirit farming in.
Jungling.
Yeah, if he knew that Bloodseeker was leaving, then he would have definitely enjoyed his time free in the mid lane, but he doesn't know where Bloodseeker is, so he's constantly got to be careful. But he's leaping in now onto Curitz, who has a snowball available. He's going to dodge Static Remnant and an Overload charge, but 1 more is coming in, 2 more is coming in. 1 last Remnant, doesn't want to take the kill on Yamate, and so Xion will take it.
Yeah, Storm really needs that kill.
Hard-earned money.
Yeah. I think it's actually fine that the Storm is getting sacked in this game. There's always going to be one lane that's sacked, and it just happens that it's the mid lane in this game, and Storm is a hero that kind of wants to go jungle for like 15 minutes anyway. Very similar to like the Terrorblade, the PL and stuff. The hero actually does a lot in the late game too.
The only thing that concerns me is against a Pugna, if Mirana's going to have to be the one making space, then Pugna's going to start mowing down towers. Venomancer's going to have
that is true. That is true.
points up in wards, and so like you're buying time, but your structure's going to be being claimed in the meanwhile.
Right, and they don't push anywhere near as quickly, so.
They don't push nearly as quickly, and they have a Treant Protector on their team.
Yeah.
Scythe comes out on the bot lane, but it's not enough damage to get the kill on Macy.
Oh my god. That helm actually kept them alive.
Far too close.
God damn.
Mid lane, Snowball. Down goes the Earthshaker, and the Static Remnant does a little bit more damage on Curitz, but he's going to survive.
Oh, dude, go for it. Dude, come on. Oh, man, I would totally go for that.
Rupture is down. I'm assuming it was used on that Earthshaker in the mid lane. It was. So, Bloodseeker's having a grand old time, going for Blade Mail first.
It's really good this game. Good against the 4 of the heroes of Lotac. Everybody but Bane, essentially, is going to have a bunch of AoE spells that they can't help but get Blade Mailed.
Game still looking pretty okay for Team Lotac. If I'm not wrong, it's Raven yesterday that he doing the Uceptor.
No, it wasn't Raven.
It was Nando.
It was Nando.
Oh, Nando.
Trust me, I would remember.
That's scarred into my memory. Bottom jungle.
Nice scouting from the tree. Really nice scouting on
People
3.
really wanna
Although it
fight
doesn't
this
really matter,
bounty.
I guess. What?
Fiend's Grip straight onto the Bloodseeker. Nastro activates his Blade Mail, but doesn't do nearly enough. On the bright side, he distracted enough to pick up the bounty room, but he's going to pay with his own life. Storm Spirit actually opting not to stick around for this kill. Doesn't want to have to die for it. Overgrowth connects. No cancel as Hanwell has no tree to be able to... Actually, he had a branch, but I don't think he could have gone invis in time, even with 3 points in the guys, and Storm Spirit gets out.
I kind of like the decision making that they go in. They are very confident. They go in without. You can see when the fight started, they have no hesitation at all. That means they didn't even have like enough vision to go for that, because the award is mostly shown on the river side. But they're doing the counting. I think the counting in the modern Dota 2 game is very important.
Counting?
Yeah, the counting.
Counting of what?
The heroes in the minimap.
Ah, okay. Ohio, he's not counting. He's going to be counting his blessings. He's going to cancel the life drain with
so
the
sad.
scythe, but he gets rooted by the Nature's Guise of the Tree and Protector. His team has come to help him, though, and now Tree and Protector may be a little bit too exposed. He's dusted up, can't go invis, he's going to die. Absolutely worth the scythe cast to make sure that you don't die to that life drain.
Worth it.
Mid
Use-
lane, ball lightning.
Sack his ultimate for just to stay alive. Hold on until
It is always unfortunate when you have to do that though, because it's
yeah,
just,
it's
the
kind
only
of
way.
awkward to see too.
It's awkward. It's the only way that you survive the Pugna though. This is why the hero is such a good counter. A lot of the time you use that site to interrupt and he drops the ward and you just die anyway, but I don't think he has the ward skilled up.
Yeah, no points in it quite yet.
A lot of the times Necro will just die to that ward.
Necro Ranpo.
Yeah, Jesus, was 200, 350, 500 mana for Reaper Scythe.
I got one hit by the ward one time on Necro, dude. I was ghost shrouded and I turned and
Oh,
scythed
that's
somebody.
Oh,
And it was a level 25 ward, so it did like
Oh.
3.75 times the
Damn.
mana, and one hit
Rip.
me. I was so mad.
That's amazing. And good memory, it is 3.75.
I just screamed, like I literally got one hit. It wasn't even like an exaggeration. It was a literal like 100% of my HP got taken down by that ward.
I'm pretty sure anyone would remember a moment like that.
Yeah,
Like the
that's true.
patch, the day, the match ID. Do you remember
John
everything?
dodges
Oh,
the
yeah.
overgrowth.
That was sick.
Poor Hanwell had to walk into tower AoE of True Sight.
God, dude. Everybody just goes AFK when they're walking back to base. He's glad that he didn't open up his phone to be playing Lord's Mobile, because if he just walked back to base, because you're not doing anything when you're walking back to base,
Yeah.
right? Who expects a tree to just come in hot like
really,
that?
the only time you pay attention is if there's an Invoker or some other global spells on the enemy
Yeah,
team.
yeah, exactly. Nature's Prophet,
Nature's
maybe.
Prophet, yeah. Well,
You're looking
Hanwell's
for his
still
little
getting-
trees.
Oh, he gets dusted. They know that he's still here. He's mad that his overgrowth missed. Wants redemption, but it's not going to matter. Stormspirit even gets to show up for the experience.
Oh man, he's probably so mad right now. That's like a passive aggressive staying around for no reason right there.
Definitely.
Love the game plan of Team Lotac that they stick that Earthshaker and Mirana together and now going for gank. Only two of them and they just leave.
Oh, the
other
haste,
three.
so good against the Venom.
Fisher doesn't quite connect, but it doesn't matter. It gets enough stun time that Arrow can follow up, and the Scythe will put the Tusk in the grave for 40 seconds.
I like the choice to go for the Tusk, because if you go for the Venom, he just gets saved by the Tusk.
Yeah.
So you have to scythe him, even though you're using a scythe for support. It's just necessary due to the draft.
Good micro decision, and now it seems like they're just gonna let this Raven and AU, these two guys used to play together in Mineski, and yeah, they run this dynamic duo together to hold up the game right now.
Yeah, the
Making space
communication's
for the core.
on point.
Yeah.
Like, freaking Raven didn't even complete anything. Down goes the Pugna with the Fiend's Grip and a rotation from Xion. All Raven has right now is just an Aquila and a Wraithband. And he's doing so much work around the map. That's exactly what we were hoping from him. And Storm Spirit is taking advantage of all this bot time.
They have such good late game too that he can act as a tempo controller, and it's not hurting them where like the Murata's not farming.
Yeah.
Although I would be mad if he got a Yule Scepter, because that doesn't even help at tempo controlling.
Well, Macy's getting some levels on this Venomancer, so the push is going to start accelerating. Maxed out Plague Wards. Big rotation on the mid lane, just to protect Nasjo in case he was in trouble. But Plague Wards are up and running, Nether Blast is maxed out. Rampo has Nather Lens as the Gale connects onto Ohio, but they don't want to spend Overgrowth on the dude with Ghost Shroud. And a Yules. He can Yules at any time.
Oh, what a great play.
Wow, he's still not using. What a player.
He doesn't care.
Whoa, he's getting very low.
Is it because he would die to the mana cost, or
Oh,
what?
the overgrowth,
Oh,
and he's
there's
gonna
the
get
Yule.
blood righted, and the ice shards to finish him off. This thirsty Bloodseeker.
But he bought so long time until the top lane about to get the tower now. Storm Spirits.
Sometimes dying like that is actually not the best idea. If you draw it so long, but they're at your tower, they're still doing free damage to the tower while they're still pushing you back, and then they kill you. By the time you respawn, the tower is gone.
I don't think he was expecting the tree though.
Probably not.
The tree is just playing so well. Like, we were making fun of him for the mid stuff, but his positioning has been so obnoxious, actually. Like, he's constantly on the hunt, constantly scouting.
And Raven making a slick play. So much effort was spent to the top lane. Tree and Protection went up there, living
Oh.
armor as well.
Force it at the TP.
What? Oh, the Siege. Wait, was Siege Creep attacking it? Dude, if the siege creep wasn't attacking the mid tower.
Oh, it's hitting the creeps.
Dude.
Oh.
Ah, man.
Dude, sometimes that happens.
Dude, as a Treant Protector, I would be furious. And as a Bloodseeker, it's like, dude, it's a reflex, so what am I supposed to do?
Oh, yeah, get that deny. Get that deny. Oh, dude, come on, dude. You can do better than that.
This is the one game that you want Yules on your Bloodseeker. Not that many disposable disables when it comes to rupturing targets.
Yeah, actually. They definitely need to Yules, maybe on the Pugna too.
Because the Mirana, they definitely would have been able to kill the Mirana if they had the disable, but...
Yeah, they need some form of TP cancel.
I mean, I know you hate it.
No,
I think this is the game you need it.
I love Yules when you actually need TP cancel. Like you can draft a bunch of heroes that don't do stuns if you pick up Yules Scepters.
Conwell trying to do some warding. He goes
Oh.
invis.
Whoa.
Nice overload AoE procs
Oh
on the
my
Ancients,
God.
but it's not enough damage to go through the living armor.
What a god.
That's pretty slick, but not enough.
Crash and burn.
See, even though like nothing really happened for the tree there, it's still this.
Creating space, right?
Right. It's also this like mental effect that you know that the tree is just going to be in the most obnoxious positions at all
Yes.
times. Like this guy's still in our jungle, man. Like, the Storm forced to waste all his mana like using spells on the Ancients to try to kill the tree. It's like frustrating to deal with that. Like this is the sort of game where you would ban the tree next game if there was a next game.
True.
Even if
Yeah.
you beat it, just because like this guy's being so annoying.
Ohio gets caught with the dust. Shaker's in the area, and he has Echo Slam available, but the shards are blocking his path. He can't get in. Overgrowth's going to come through, but the Scythe already connected. Overgrowth cast animation canceled. Ohio, Yules dodges the Blood Right. Still AU Invis, goes for the Echo Slam straight onto a Blood Rage Bloodseeker, and down goes the Bloodseeker as well as Raven jumping in to finish off that Venomancer. Kirit's up his hand,
Oh
its
my
creepy
God,
little
they
hand
saw
just
it.
found him. He's going to snowball away. And he's on the run. Arrow
Arrowed.
connects, and the fissure will finish him off.
That's
Oh.
not even a jump in Echo Slam. He was walk right from the home peacefully into the middle of the team fight and drop an Echo Slam on 3.
Yeah, that Mirana ulti is really
went from a
paying
defensive
dividends.
Yeah, a defensive Moonlight Shadow to an offensive one very quick.
Did they have sentries? Did they just do that?
No, they just had the dust to catch up the Necro. It's now
Okay.
Shaker getting low, but the cancel from Chuyan. AU has an enchant totem, does not get the AoE proc. Ranpo is gonna. What is Yamata just staring? Okay, just wanted to make sure that Chuyan gets the kill.
Once again, the same problem of Team SGD that their mid game started to break down.
Yeah.
The previous game. it
What
was
level,
right
sorry,
from
is the Venomancer? Because he just got his ultimate.
It's common for this style of Venomancer. He doesn't want to join into team fights. He's level 11 right now.
Maybe he haven't added his ultimate.
Yeah, so
He just got it.
a lot of them will just sit on it because they're just like, I'm just gonna farm the jungle.
You go for like the issue is just the way that his spells scale. Like you want the 2/2 because that's for laning. Like both of those spells scale really nicely at the level 2. But then you want the wards so you can push out lanes, which takes you to level 7. Oh wait a minute, 2/2.
Can you math?
4.
He's four.
Anyway,
four in the
Trying to
wards,
math.
2/2, and so and then you need to take your talent.
Okay,
at
he has a
level
third
10.
point. He's the third point. Okay, he's 11 now. Yeah, you take the talent at level 10 because it's
90 GP.
90 GPM, so you want that as soon as possible. 2/2, so it'd be 4, level 4. I can't do math. Anyway,
So
it's the
good.
skills. It's the skills.
Most people don't math on the fly, so it's okay.
Well, because I don't actually think about it when I'm in the game. It's just like,
No.
oh, I have a skill point available. I'm gonna press buttons. You know, it's just like exciting.
Yeah, I'm the other way around. I have a bad habit of sitting on skill points for a very long time. I'll like exit a team fight, and then for like 2 minutes, I'll be like, wait, I can level up like 3 points worth of skills.
I just play this game like completely, entirely on impulse. So like a flashy thing appears on my screen, I just press it
Oh, boy.
immediately.
New lights.
Alright, seems like to be a trade. But I'm looking at Hardware, he only have living armor level 1, so he can't fix things up that quick.
This push lineup is lethal.
Yeah,
by the
Lotac is
Dragons.
expecting a rotation. Yamata's
They don't
waiting
need
at the
to.
shrine.
They could just go high ground. They've got Serpent Wards. They've got Pugna Blast. They're going to force them
Oh,
around
the
the TP.
Echo Slam, the Blink Dagger reveal, the decrepified Venomancer takes way too much damage. Overgrowth cancels the Fiend's Grip, but the Nightmare makes sure that Bane won't die to the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker's sleeping. Gets vortexed in, but this Nether Ward is going to do a little bit too much damage, so Treon needs to be careful. Almost takes
he got him by
critical
the
damage,
arrow!
and it connects on the Bloodseeker. He's not getting snowballed in. He's waiting for his moment. The BKB activated by Nastro. They root up the Mirana. So much regen, and the Scythe won't do anything because he's still spell immune. Defensive life drain. Make sure that Nastro stays healthy. Tusk going to go down. AU gets the enchant totem stun, and Conwell will die as well. But the cores of Pugna and Bloodseeker will survive that team fight.
A bit too far, you know. You're trying to high ground a team that has more network than you, and the game is very even. This is something that will happen. I mean, well, we might have to take a look at the decision making of Team SGD.
I think that all comes down to not expecting the Earthshaker to have a blink.
Yeah, that
or
was the reveal.
Yeah. Yeah. Just exploded that Veno, which is the cancer hero that you can't run into. But once he dies, it's kind of like, well, yeah, you can run into that fight.
I don't know why they decrept the Veno. I don't think there's any situation in which decrepping him is going to help him, because there's way too much magic damage.
Panic
on the
decrep,
Lotac.
man.
Yeah,
it's
I
panic
guess.
decrep for sure.
I don't think they need to decrep him anymore because of the pipe. He's pretty tanky now. I don't think he had the pipe before that fight as well, right?
I didn't see it. If he did have it, he didn't have time to activate it because he just got insta-gibbed.
Yeah.
I think he should be okay from
He did have the pipe.
During that
he
fight
had
too,
the pipe. Oh, okay.
there was this like interesting mind games between like the Bloodseeker, the Tusk, and the Necro. The Necro had an opportunity to scythe the Bloodseeker before his BKB, but he wasn't using it because the Tusk was sitting with the snowball.
That was nice.
And the Tusk wasn't letting the snowball go until or bringing the Bloodseeker in until the Necro scythed.
Yeah.
Like he was specifically waiting for the scythe animation to go before he pulled. So then the scythe just wasn't used until the BKB was popped, and then he scythes and it's useless, and it's like, oh, that Tusk, man. That was all in the Tusk.
I would have insta-snowballed the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, you just put him in, but then the scythe the scythe doesn't get wasted.
Yeah.
That's why we're scrubs.
It's pretty sick, actually.
Remnant getting a little bit of vision. Sees Kirit's walking around, so Dire's going to step back.
They popped the pipe already. It's a bit early, isn't it? I suppose they just went on the creep wave.
If they can get this tower, that would be pretty nice. Blood Rage onto the Pugna does a lot of bonus damage to that tower.
Way too much damage.
Jesus. Shion acting like he's level 25, but not quite dropping auto remnants quite yet, and this tower gets sieged. Definitely worth a pipe cast, it looks like.
This is a time where SGD need to start rolling, and until maybe 10 minutes in a row, just have to keep on pushing, because late game would be hard to deal with a Lotac, especially they have a Storm Spirit.
You got to be a little bit careful here as well, because we just saw the hero levels. There's a big gap between the levels of these teams. Like the top 3 cores on the Dire side, I think they're about 16, 17, whereas you compare it to the cores on the Radiant side, they're about 13, 14. And it's mostly because they've been pushing, grouping together. They haven't been able to get EXP on the map because they haven't been able to play efficiently because they're pushing.
Yeah, and EXP is a really big deal. We always look at the net worth, so it doesn't look like Lotac is like that far ahead, but I mean, if there's an XP advantage, that's arguably more significant than a gold advantage.
All it takes is...
Yeah, that's huge.
All
That's
it takes
insane,
is a
actually.
fight. You know, one fight, one misplay from Dragons, and they lose it. That's it.
Yep. Lotac's like way farther ahead than it looks like.
By himself.
Onto the Mirana.
Is he trying to bait him in?
I'm not quite sure. The Snowball connects, 2 leaps away. Snowball will not land, and Raven escapes at the cost of 2 leap charges.
Kind of nothing really happened there. Like it doesn't even matter if the Treant ulti's down. It's not all that useful anyway.
Ooh. Did anyone see that heart picked up on Ohio?
He is quite large.
Oh, he has a heart?
Yeah, he just picked up a heart.
Oh my god.
Getting
He can't even die. Why are you even going on him?
I don't think they've seen this yet. They're probably gonna
Shards
see
to
it
pull
soon.
it inside the blood
look at how
right.
little
Life
damage he's
drain
taking.
on top of the Ghost Shard, but he Yule's cancels it. The arrow does not connect with that Yule setup, but the Echo Slam in as soon as the Bloodseeker appeals. Scythe connects onto Nastro. He's going to be dead for 83 seconds. Macy has already spent his ultimate, but the Hood is keeping Necro alive. Raven may take too much damage, though. Nightmare going to buy a little bit of time. Bane will die to the Nether Ward, and then DOT from Veno will kill the Raven Mirana. Xian denies himself with the Bloodstone.
That poison coming out from AC.
God, that was
That was
First time in this
fantastic.
game that I see picking a Venomancer is a good idea.
The first
First time, really. And yeah, on the way to an Aghanim Scepter. But he, Maisie, a Venomancer to me, looks like he is the disposable hard carry. Like, you go in.
No. He is definitely not disposable. Mirana and Storm Spirit, they get hit by that poison, they're going to start dropping HP. They're lucky the Bloodseeker died early, because he would have been zooming all around the map trying to catch all
No, I
those
mean
low
for the
HP heroes.
Venomancer, all you have to do is just go in and make sure that you hit all the spell, and then
Oh,
after
yeah.
that you can do whatever you want. You
I
can
mean-
die, and then just let the Bloodseeker comes in and clean up. I would love to see this kind of thing happen more.
Exactly, but the thing was, like, Lotac, they were more worried about the Bloodseeker, because in the previous fights he's tanky, he has that BKB. If they don't kill him straight away, he becomes an issue. So they use everything to kill him. But then the Veno's like, aha, it's time for me to save the day. Poison Nova and everyone, you know, you're losing your carries
yeah.
to a Veno.
After a fight like that, you definitely make the decision. All right, guys. Before BKBs, we have to go on the Veno. Until they have like all BKBs and a bunch of magic resist items.
Dust vaguely scouts out Hanwell, and they
Oh,
actually use another one. They don't know that they can see him. Hanwell's freaking out. Overgrowth does not land on Xion. but he
Oh, the
dies
KS.
anyway.
The Earthshaker KS.
It was
with
like, dude,
Fissure.
we had to spend 2 dust to get this. I'm getting the kill.
Dude, he Fissure canceled multiple times.
Yeah.
I saw that, man. Wasn't even chain stunning. The storm stun was still, you know, half duration or something.
Don't people specifically recommend not going hard against Venomancer? Because you're never going to get your regen throughout a fight.
I mean, it gives you the heart gives you magic resist in the strength, and then also
But he could just, like, finish
Health.
a pipe.
I'm
yeah,
pretty
that's true. But the pipe like with extra HP is
HP pool
more
maybe
effective.
more.
Well, because you're not... Main reason you're playing for the Heart of Tarrasque is because you can walk away from a team fight and get a bunch of regen underneath your Ghost
I
Shroud.
don't think in this game for Necro. It's more so to like survive the burst. Like you usually go for hard against Pugna because Pugna's entire game plan revolves around just one hitting you in the fights.
I mean, it's not bad. You're gonna waste a lot of spells trying to kill him. So maybe you just use the Necro to go in there, absorb a couple of spells. Once those key spells are down, you just go in with the rest of your team
Well,
because
they
you're not
find
under
him
that
out
threat.
now.
Oh,
Snowball
there he
connects.
is.
Ghost Shroud is going to boost up the damage, but the Fissure cancels the cast. Nastro activates the BKB. He has a Radiance completed on his Bloodseeker. Ice Shard's going to block out Ohio's escape, and they just start chopping into him. Scythe does not even get the kill on Carrots. And now Yamate is in trouble, puts the Venomancer to sleep. And they can't see him, actually. They're trying to burn
No,
him with the Radiance and the DOT
Oh.
underneath the Moonlight Shadow, and the Bloodright will finish him off.
Oh, this is not doing good anymore. For
Dude,
Team Lotac.
The Necro just like two-hit himself with the ward.
Yeah.
The Scythe actually did so much damage to him. Marana has BKB now. That's something.
It's gonna help.
Storm BKB is really important as well.
I'm glad Storm is tanking up as well. 2k HP. He definitely needs it for these fights.
He really needs a BKB to fight though.
He needs the BKB, but I'm just glad he's a bit tankier
Yeah,
now.
for sure.
Not like before. He was just so squishy. Take a little bit of damage and suddenly you have a Bloodseeker on your ass.
Yeah. And he's been expending his entire mana pool, so he's just not able to keep zipping. Just gets chased down or dies to like the Veno.
Dude, this
god.
freaking Blood Rage Nether Blast is obnoxious.
Pretty stupid. Treads Pugna.
I mean,
I
he
kind
just,
of
he
like
just
that.
needs to cast as many Nether Blasts as possible, and I guess Arcane's not really the best option.
Well, I like it because you get like a bottle on that hero anyway because there's like the scaling regen with the stats
Right.
and more.
Yeah, wait, so he goes from 7.6 on Strength Treads to 9.9 on Int Treads.
Yeah, it's really nice. Like the regen on the Ether Lens plus the Int is super nice, and then also it's like there's almost no point in going mana boots on Pugna unless you're building into the
Aether Lens, and then
the
you
Ether
break
Lens,
it, yeah.
right? Because it doesn't give you any amount of your mana pool, really. It's such a small amount when you're dealing with 2,250 mana.
Trion picks off the Tusk while going for Bounty Runes.
Easy money.
Has his Bloodstone denied back up in 15 seconds, so I don't know if he's legitimately died in a while. He has 4 deaths, and I think the most recent one was a Bloodstone suicide.
Yeah.
And a big leap onto the mid lane. They find out this Bloodseeker, who's very tanky, activates his
Oh.
BKB, but it
Damn,
doesn't
that was
matter.
just a straight arrow, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because Fissure came afterwards.
Wow, just
I'm
try that
hoping-
lock in.
I would tip him too. Dude. That's like one of those situations where
All right, you got me.
You
got
need
me.
that kind of arrow when the game goes quite shaky for you, just to get back on track.
You really do. That's like where you thank God that you have an actual Mirana player and not just one of these new Mirana players that like hits arrows with setup and uses the right clicks and stuff, you know, like old Miranas back in the day, they used to be good at hitting arrows. That was like why you would pick Mirana.
Most of Mirana won't shoot by themselves, they just need a setup too.
Yeah, most Miranas don't even use arrow.
Aegis on the Storm, and he wants to fight
They
right
got another
now.
one.
Kiritz goes in. Venomancer casts his Venomous Gale before he gets Fiend's Grip, but they're just going to go straight onto him with the Scythe, and Tusk goes down, not able to get in the vicinity for a
100
Snowball
seconds on
Slave.
Venom.
And no buyback on him as well.
Goodness gracious.
I
Granted,
gotta go back and play Necroforce afterwards.
this
Necroverse?
oh, no, the Storm Spirit taking too much damage, but that Orchid going to make sure the life drain can't finish off, and Sean's actually going to survive just by a thin... Oh, but the tower goes down in the end. Rampo gets his
Good
job
job for
done.
Rampo, at least to get something out of that mistake in team fight. Lost 2, lost Aegis. Actually 3.
Yeah, it's Treant Protector ended up dying to Raven in the middle lane afterwards.
So annoying to deal with a Pugna playing like this if you don't have I mean, Storm's pretty good for dealing with him, actually, now that I think about it. But still, it's so hard to catch a Pugna because he can just...
You don't want your Storm dealing with the split-pushing Pugna is the
right,
problem.
but he can just sit in trees and probably has a Glimmer
He
Cape
does
at this
have a
point.
Glimmer Cape, yeah.
That's definitely the build. It's so obnoxious, actually. You're just zero committal pushing out waves.
It
and
feels
then-
like those old Shadowblade Nature's Prophet days.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. The
That was Dark Age.
the uptime.
Yes, it was.
The ridiculous thing about the Glimmer on Pugna is that you can decrep yourself, Glimmer, decrep yourself, and you're just like, it feels like you're immortal.
Snowball indirectly connects onto Ohio. He activates the Lotus Orb, even though he's already been ruptured. Sean gets more, but he gets Overgrowth. No, he doesn't. He barely dodges it, and Hanwell gonna die. Pugna gonna go down shortly after, assuming they have detection, which they do. And down he goes. How did they see that?
Dude, that heart, man. He's tanky.
He is very tanky.
He-
Ate the entire rupture.
He went for the strength talent too, presumably?
No, he actually went for the
Oh, he went for
damage.
the damage. Don't
So
see
it's
people
3k
do-
HP. Another leap onto the Wind Ranger. I mean, not the Wind Ranger. The whatever. I can't see what it was.
Bloodseeker.
Bloodseeker.
Oh, no.
No.
It was the
it's
Venom.
Venomancer.
Oh,
I knew
now
it was
he's
a green
in.
hero.
Now
Echo
he's
Slam
stumbled
in.
in.
And the Scythe's going to connect onto him. Necro's still alive, regenning Internet that Yule's Tornado, but his Bloodseeker
Oh, no.
is so goddamn thirsty. Someone give this man a monster energy. And
Clean.
3 kills on
Clean.
Lotac.
I don't know, your Venom's dead for 100 seconds again, though. Dude, that's the worst thing about Scythe when you get the level 2 Scythe, is that you're dead for the duration of the cooldown, so you just respawn and get Scythed again.
Leap onto the mid. No, Kirit's going to be fine. Now they got another heart on Bloodseeker this time. So
Dude.
his Blade Mail is very value.
Heart just gives you like 1500 HP. It's actually unreal.
Yeah.
If you have a little bit of armor on top of that or magic resist, the effective HP you get from it is just ridiculous.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They've been buffing that item for so long. I'm actually 100% sure Heart is completely broken.
I think he got a nerf at some point. Whenever Sven was really top tier, Heart got a nerf.
What they change about it?
I think they lowered the strength that it gives, but they gave it more HP. I think it was
Okay.
some sort of trade-off like that.
Okay.
Leap. Oh, he just drives by. Rampo has the dust to make sure that Glimmer Cape is useless and has a regen rune to make sure he can easily evacuate.
Damn, that was a solo kill. That's
Yeah.
sick.
That's it. Yeah, almost 25, 24 and a half.
What a value regen.
And shout out to him buying a dust, like a responsible pickup.
Yeah, man.
And he's going again with his regen rune. It's still active.
See, this hero in the late game is ridiculous. Maybe he's not like a Terrorblade or a Spectre that can like 1v5 your whole team with damage, but the fact that he can just get from point A to point B in a fraction of a second, no matter where those points are on the map, that's completely absurd. He can push waves. He can pick you off if you're out of position at all. He's got way too much punish.
3k ahead. This is need to find where is SGD is come out and trying to push creep wave at the bottom maybe. If they can catch that MC. Oh no!
Try to
that
fissure
was-
block.
If only they can block that one.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Need a 4 staff now on the Veno.
At least it looks pretty.
It looks pretty.
They have that going for them.
You put the fear into him. He's like, God, I can't go down my stairs anymore.
There's a big golden log in front of the stairs.
Is there a blink on the Tusk?
There is not. He has a spirit vessel and he's 600 gold away from a blink.
If he gets that blink dagger, that's going to change the entire pace of the game because you have the blink snowballs.
It does Han well.
For the
and
scythe,
they find
yeah.
him.
Yep.
Arrow going to almost finish him off. Yamato will be like, I'll take that with the brain
Oh,
cell,
I didn't notice that the little trees, the little guys jump off him when he dies.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I think
That's not
they like
cute.
mourn.
Well, it's kind of brutal.
They mourn
It's kind
him.
of ditched, man.
Ditched.
No,
When they can't use you anymore, they ditch you, man. It's just like people nowadays.
I guess that's true. It's like the whales with the little fish that are under them sucking their nipples.
That,
Yeah,
no.
symbiotic relationship.
Right. That's exactly what I was
I
referring
thought
to.
it was sharks, not whales.
I don't know, dude.
Some
Yeah,
of the sharks do like the
Whales
Some of these, like,
no, whales
giant
are like
fish in the ocean.
barnacles. Whales are barnacles.
Yeah, but those are all like symbiotic relationships. It's
Yeah.
organisms living on other organisms because the whales that get cleaned by the barnacles or something like that.
But sharks get cleaned by the little fish as well.
Yeah.
They eat the ticks. Sea
Right.
ticks. No one likes ticks.
You know the place that I live in Canada has the highest percentage of ticks and
Great.
the most ticks with Lyme disease.
No,
I would.
Oh,
60% of the ticks there have Lyme disease.
Dude,
I
Lyme
would
disease is
never leave
serious
your
stuff.
house.
The deer ticks. Yeah, you actually can't go hiking. It really sucks. It's a really nice area too, other than the friggin' ticks, man. So if you want Lyme disease, give me a
That's why I
shout.
don't go outside. Why do you think we're gamers?
Yeah, exactly.
We can go hiking in games.
The real world is terrifying.
Exactly.
Kuretz has completed his blink dagger on the tusk. And
see,
SGD are strapping in
just
for a
have to wait.
siege.
I have high hopes for him with the blink because he's done some sick stuff with the snowball so far. So
Spamming some plague ward, man.
See if they can do it. I'm pretty sure they can. They just got to make sure the timings are right, and the Tusk cannot afford to get hit by an Echo. Gets hit
Smoke
by the
up.
Echo, they're both dead.
yeah,
They want to invade.
definitely the echo target is the tusk.
They don't have any vision, but they see the Mirana exposed. Raven gets ruptured inside of his BKB, but the fissure cuts off quite a bit, and the Echo Slam on top of it. Unfortunately, Nastro already activated the BKB. Raven is still bleeding out like a madman, gets rooted up. Nastro's so thirsty off of him. Gonna die to the Dagon despite the attempted Nightmare save. And a solid smoke out from SGD. Although Nasro may have overstepped his bounds, his BKB is down. Scythe goes in. The Blade Mail does nothing to the Necro whatsoever. Kuretz snowballs in. Sleep up on the Venom. He really wants to ult, but he's been sleeping and no one's taking it off of him. Buyback on the Bloodseeker. He's going in on this high HP Ohio Necrophos. And he may just be given up. The ice shards wear out. He's still taking quite a bit of damage. Storm re-enters the fight and then exits again. Now Venno gets his ulti off, but it's only onto the Necrophos who dies in the end. But it costs it costs a Bloodseeker buyback.
This is actually quite scary because there's no Echo now. Echo's down. Didn't really do anything. That Echo came a little bit too late. Bloodseeker managed to get the BKB off when it landed.
Yeah.
It was just interrupting. Intent to save the Mirana. I don't think he.
Oh, I
intended
just
to.
realized. I thought I heard that. He nightmared the Mirana when he popped a Satanic. he actually completely screwed the Mirana.
I don't think she would
Really?
have lived either.
I think so. He had the Bloodseeker to right click.
Pugna had Decrep
Oh, that's true.
and a Dagon, so he shot him down with the Dagon anyway.
It was close. It was close. I'd still. The thing is, you died, so you still want to flame somebody else other than yourself.
It's not even your game, Jenkins.
Well, I'm just thinking if I was in this game, I'm definitely like, come on, Bane. Come on, you're getting a pizza party.
Pizza.
Hex is on the way for the Storm Spirits.
Dude, if they took the Nightmare off Venno earlier, I think that would have been way better fight for SGD. But he was just sleeping, and then like Tree and Protector and Pugna were just walking around. It's like, yeah, you're fine. Hanwell scouting out Yamata, level 25 Storm Spirit, auto-detonating everywhere.
Did he go for the Remnant talent too?
Of course he did.
Oh hell! Oh no, he didn't.
He did.
Oh, you mean the Remnant damage talent?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
at
that
15.
one.
No, he went for the HP.
And he went for that Electric Vortex stun. Dude, I'm not a huge fan of the attack speed either. It's like 30 attack speed at level 20? Are you kidding?
You
Yeah.
never sit still. You never get to take advantage of just like right-clicking constantly. You're always trying to get overload procs.
That's probably going to change soon. Pretty sure Ice Frog's looking at that and just using it as a placement holder.
I mean,
Maybe.
Storm's pretty good right now, so I don't think he needs
Some
to get
people,
buffed.
I mean, most people go for the attack speed though.
Really?
Yeah, but just because they nerfed his BAT and everybody's like, oh, you have to go the attack speed now. Because I mean, even though you're zipping around, like there's still the cooldown on attacking.
Yeah, but then if they nerf the BAT, it's still like inherently the attack speed only helps you so much. Is another smoke
Oh,
up.
courier.
Yeah, the courier was trying to go to the Dire's secret shop, but they ignore it. Hanwell getting
Shadow.
quite a bit of scouting. The arrow does go by, and they have some sort of vision on the
Oh, he
gem of
trapped
the
the
Bane.
Necro!
They get the grip available, but they need to make this kill happen fast because the rest of the enemy team is wrapping around behind them, and Raven's just going to evacuate. Yamate is
God,
going
the
to die.
Necro.
To the Radiance burn damage of the Bloodseeker. Unfortunately, Roche is not up, but if they wait 40 seconds, it will be up. And another successful smoke out, just not as successful as getting a full team wipe.
That whole fight was just awful for Lotac because the Necro's trapped in the trees due to the fissure. That was just really unfortunate. The tree would have just gotten scythed if he wasn't. Like that would have been an amazing fight. It's good for them that they got out with just the Bane dying because that could have gone so much more terribly given something like that happening.
Trying to figure it out when Lotac want to go in, which one. Once the Storm Spirit got his hex, which one he should hex down and just burst him down first. I can't make decision between that Venomancer or the Tusk.
I think it's almost always worth the Veno, because if you force Veno to use his ulti on a solo Storm, that's totally worth it.
I think you have to go for the Tusk though, because he'll just
Yeah,
snowball save whoever.
But who cares about the Scythe? You have a heart on Necro. You can wait the entire fight.
What do you mean?
There's no rush for him to Scythe anyone this game.
No, he means the Scythe of Ice.
No, I know, but like, who cares about the snowball? Who are you that intent about saving right
Because
now?
I think if you don't burst somebody right at the start of the fight and you take a 5-on-5 and like it goes long with the Veno and the Bloodseeker, you're gonna lose the fight.
If
It's like
anything,
you have to burst somebody right at the start.
it's a case-by-case basis, right? It's like if they're within range of a Tusk, I'm pretty sure they go straight
Yeah,
for the
of course,
Tusk.
of course.
But if the Tusk is quite far away, that's probably when they have to change their priorities. Go for, I'd say the Veno. If you can get him before the Nova, that's like a huge chunk of damage that's just not there anymore.
Like the completely ideal situation if the Dragoons are completely out of position is like you just completely ignore the Tusk's existence because he's useless other than the snowball save.
Right, yeah, exactly.
And then you go on probably the Veno because otherwise he's gonna enable the Bloodseeker to be huge because of the ticking damage. You have to kill the Veno.
Oh, Necro shows himself. He starts right.
The Veno actually has an Eon disc.
As
Veno
does the
has
Pugna.
Eon Disc. Pugna does as well. There's a lot of Eon Discs.
Storm coming in. He sees the arrow connecting on to Mace. He wants that Poison Nova to come out, but he's waiting for his moment. He's silenced right now. He's going to cast it after using his Aeon Disc activation. Gets Scythe device immediately afterwards. Snowball going to cancel the TP of Ohio, TPing right in everyone's face. Yule's Scepter's up, but he's going to come down into a Blood Right. He's very, very tanky, but none of his team wants to help him, and the Necro dies.
The difference between two teams in this team fight is the visions. Team Sterling Global Dragons have the whole clear vision all along. You know, even though the fight already started for like 5 seconds, when Lotac retreated, they still know where they still locate Lotac, and it's so easy for Sterling Dragon to do.
I'm gonna actually guess that the Dragoons win this. Like that's my prediction, just because I'm.
John steals an Arcane Rune and near certain death manages to get out narrowly. Roche is still being claimed, but it's very slow right now.
I'm very confident that the way Lotac wins these fights is by bursting.
That's the thing.
But
They
have
Arrow
can't.
connects
Eon
onto the
discs now.
Bloodseeker, and he's stunned for so long, but the defensive life drain is keeping him alive, and Sean gets Dagoned by the Rampo. Raven trying to tank up as much damage with the Static Shield Mjolnir. Kirit's gonna die to Roche. Raven needs to hope he doesn't get bashed, and he manages to get the kill on the Tusk. Necro does not even have to buy back. Tusk buys back, however, and Hanwell chain disabling the Mirana. AU gonna come in with the enchant. Another Dagon to pop down that Raven Mirana. And Yamate and AU have to evacuate. Tusk and the rest of the Radiant crew gonna finish off this Roche. Mirana's gonna buy back. Still Necro not buying back. It hurts so much because he has 10 seconds left. In comes the 25 Remnants. Nastro activates the BKB to finish off this Roche. Snowball defensively just in case. And more Dagons onto Mirana. Nice Echo Slam, but he kills himself on the Nether Ward. And Chon going to finally kill off Kiritz. Nastro just narrowly surviving. Aegis is reclaimed.
What a crazy world we live in.
And Rambo gets another kill onto the Bane now. This Pugna is obliterating everyone on the map.
running out of buyback, all of them. It's just perfect time to push and maybe just get 2 set of racks if you can break down the middle.
Jenkins is so right though. Well, Lotac, their whole lineup relies on burst, like just killing someone right off the bat. But with the Aeon discs, how tanky some of
just
these
not
heroes
possible.
are. Exactly.
It's actually just a really goddamn hard game. Like as soon as you see these items come out in the pub, it's like, well, we gotta
Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, they need to honestly do some pickoffs or something like that. Like they need to split them up, but they've been fighting all game.
Well, Pugna's level 25, so it's 3.75 Nether Ward damage per mana. Sean trying to scoot around, stall this out as much as possible. But this Rax is going to go down.
God damn.
Can't go for more.
Did he go for the decrep duration talent?
Yes, he did.
Wow, SGD. After such a one-sided first game, they strike back in the second one in style, pull out a hero that we never seen for a long time. Venomancer 2.2k HP, becoming super tanky now with an Agony Sector. Venomous, the Poison Nova is very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the endgame statistic about how much damage this Veno did.
Oh my god, and the Pugna.
And the Pugna.
The draft is honestly just so good from the Dragoons. The Veno Bloodseeker has been making it so difficult to try to figure out how to team fight. Like we're talking about it, we're arguing about it, and we can't like figure out how like specific.
Who do we kill?
Like it's such a hard question. Imagine being in the game and losing and having to figure out like, what you go on the tree? is that the solution? I feel like it's so complicated, especially with these Eon discs.
The Aeon discs are the issue.
Oh, for sure. God damn.
If anything though, I don't know if
They need like a nullifier or something.
they need a lot of things.
They're the only one who can effectively use it is Storm, though, because he's the only one who can jump in. Like
It sucks to get a nullifier in Storm
Yeah.
too. I guess Mirana?
I don't think you even want to go in as Mirana because Raven is still very squishy. And even
Yeah.
then, like in these fights, I'm not really feeling any presence from Raven. He's not necessarily doing lethal damage to anyone. He's just sort of there, poking them with like these little arrows, and I just don't think they feel it.
He's
I-
kind of just dying to the crossfire, it seems.
I kind of understand that the reason that he go for Satanic because he thought that yeah it could tank him up for a little bit and gain some HP back.
yeah.
But I would love to see one more damage before go to that.
Yeah.
One more damage item, whether it's gonna be Butterfly or whatever, to increase his stats, and then well after that you can go for Satanic, not mine. I feel like he only have HP. He can be alive, but I mean, if you can't deal damage for your teammate, then what are you here for?
They were really relying on this Scythe being able to take someone out of the fight immediately, and then like
But
while
that's-
you're getting
that Scythe's
Venomancer.
only one.
Yeah, it's only one, and it can't. It's either the Venomancer or the Bloodseeker. One of them is going to be dealing a bunch of damage during the fight. And Raven was like, okay, well maybe I'll be able to regen while the other one's dead. But the Scythe is no longer insta-giving anyone.
If anything, I feel like their only hope is that they can pop someone's Aeon disc prematurely, exit the fight, hopefully with very little casualties, and go back on that person that has the Aeon disc.
That's
popped.
so complicated,
It's
though.
so complicated,
It's so complicated.
but it's just like, what else do you really have to do? Because
Yeah.
they're just not separating; they're just sticking together.
Oh, finally
Split
he bought,
push? Can we split push
he
because they
bought
have a
some
storm?
damage item.
Split them up, maybe. Get them to split, and then you can pop an Aeon disc, and then go in a fight, and then kill somebody. I mean, that's still so complicated.
No, I
like
mean,
this, it's always so bad when you
it
have to play like that to win the game. But it's like you have to do it.
I don't think they have a choice, but we did see a couple of games that even though a team was at a disadvantage, they kept splitting the lanes because the other team is consistently moving as one unit, and you push the lanes. They can't effectively push out because there's the constant threat of their base being under siege.
Right.
And they have a Storm Spirit, and the lockdown on the side of Dragons is not effective when it comes to locking down a Storm.
Oh yeah, you can I mean, there is the threat of the tree. God damn, look at him.
Yeah, he's on a mission.
Speaking of threatening,
Yeah, he
It's
provides
annoying.
a lot of visions too.
so annoying. You know, I'm glad
But
he's
he
winning this
also
game just because he's
inside.
been such an annoying treant. I feel like he deserves to win this game. He's been completely obnoxious. I hate watching this.
You're going to check his
But
score. Is
but I
he
also-
like a tree main? Could be.
Probably. This is the thing. Like they always say, like if You can pick tree, and it's probably good, but it's so good to have a real tree player on your team.
A real tree.
Yeah,
So you're
like-
saying there are people out there that play tree and aren't real trees?
Oh,
yes,
yes,
correct,
absolutely.
for sure. Like there's 2 levels of like tree players. There's a level of tree player where they're running around and like scouting and just getting in the way, and sure they're getting themselves killed all the time, but they're causing so much pressure on the enemy team. And then there's the trees that just go into lane and have 100 damage, and that's like their entire existence. They could basically be tinies and be the same thing, you know? They're just playing the... And I feel like with the tree nerfs, you probably want a tree player even more, because the nerfs don't hurt that style of tree as much. Like he still has the invis, you know? Can still do the scouting, can still do the late game, mid game stuff.
Etherlen's going to be coming up on the Bane. This could be a really cool pick if they could get this, but it's just 2 of them. It's just Shaker and Bane. They're so nervous.
It's so easy to fight if you're the Dragoons. You literally just have the fight start and you'll probably win. For Lotac, there's all of these considerations of like, oh, we need to go on this guy or this guy. You go on this guy, I'll get this guy. You know, you need to reveal their position with wards so that you can actually figure out. Yeah, there's too many factors. Whereas with the Dragoons, they literally just start a fight. Walk in, press Venom ulti. Bloodseeker presses BKB, runs around killing everybody with his Radiance and Venom ulti. Pugna daggons people when they're low HP, which he's been doing every single fight.
Speaking
Now
of
things
Venom
get
ulti,
harder. Oh, yeah.
could you zoom out if you could, Observer, after while clicking on the Venomancer? Let's go to that Venomancer, and let's hover over his ultimate if you don't mind. That is now the AoE of Poison Nova.
That's like your base. He just like sits next to the Ancient, just
What
Novas
is
and
that?
hits everyone.
That's level 25
Oh
Venomancer,
my
baby.
god!
It's 800 bonus AoE range.
God damn! I feel like the wards are so good for sieging though, dude.
Don't even need the wards anymore, you just Nova. Oh, they popped the Aeon disc.
My god.
Yeah, he pops his, and Ranpo's Aeon Disc also got
That
popped.
that is an opportunity for sure. If they can disable the Tusk and then go on the Veno or the Pugna, this is actually a good time for Lotac to fight.
Oh, they're backing
Raven
up though.
split pushing also.
I would go.
So this
I would go
push-
for the ward, man. I don't know.
Nah, dude. You go Aghanim Scepter Veil? How are you going to
Yeah.
turn down that AoE?
I mean, you can just walk
And he
out.
took the duration.
You can literally just like walk out of the ulti as it's like moving out. It's so slow.
I'm really glad that the split push is coming out from Lotac because
Wait,
this is still buying
Does it
time.
expand or is it instant?
It expands.
Oh.
What?
It's got a
expands?
speed to it. It's
Oh.
the Veno ulti. It's so slow to get out.
Interesting. Let me
Oh.
see.
Like, you watch it. It's like.
Well, I know visually it's like that.
So it's like Cyclops in the middle of the elevator, just
Right. Exactly.
little mushroom cloud.
Precisely. And like the void between you and your parents as well, like when the you know, with the dog and stuff.
No. No.
Danelie parents?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the? Why my parents? What?
she was
What?
she was defending you.
Why are my parents getting
Echo
involved?
Slam up as well as a Rupture. They're going in on Raven. Abyssal Blade connects, but he's getting canceled by the Fiend's Grip. The damage coming out from this Pugna Nether Ward, though. In comes the gigantic Poison Nova. Continues the
the size
entire
of it.
map. Macy's going ham. He just needs to get this Poison Touch on literally everyone he can find. Bane has died. Ohio's on the run while invisible. But he's fighting right next to an enemy shrine. He gets the Lotus Orb up, but he's going to get bashed and killed.
God damn, the size of that.
Yeah.
Ultimate.
It's
So unnecessary.
man, that was
Oh, that was totally necessary.
Yeah.
that was big.
Yeah, it was really great that they were fighting in that choke point. So that Venom ulti
No,
really
it doesn't matter. You can fight on the open air.
Yeah, that's true. You
or
can
hit
fight in
ground.
your fountain. I'll fountain dive you.
I feel like it's so large that like
Honestly, like even when you
What
finish
beast,
playing
man?
a Dota, it would still reach you.
there's like
in real life.
there's no space large enough that you can fight in where like you're going to need the range on that.
Oh, don't tell me that you're gonna use only 3 players to contest that Roshan. You need 1 more, dude.
They could buy back on the Mirana. They just don't have a shrine.
Oh yeah, no shrine to TP2.
No steals. Oh, he
Oh
forced
yeah,
a Nova.
he'll still hit your freaking Earthstriker who wasn't even in the area. Fissure into the BKB,
Okay,
but he
I
gets canceled.
Oh
Down
my
goes the
God.
Stormster for 45 seconds. Ohio, this is his buyback, so you better make sure he doesn't die. A hand is chasing down Rampo's Pugna. He has Life Drain available, as well as the Octarine Core. He's sucking down this Necrophos, and he gets Blood Right. He's dead for 2 minutes now. Buyback on the Storm, as well as the Raven Mirana. Will they get the cancel on AU? Yes, they will. Down he goes.
All right.
Damn, that's-
I think I might take back my words. Yeah. play.
Are you liking that Poison Nova now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one.
He's converted now. He's gonna play Veno after
That
this.
was pretty huge.
Dude, Earthshaker was just eating in the background. He's like, "What the hell is going?
yeah,
Oh my God, I'm Poison Nova."
No, well, the size one thing, but I love it that the cooldown was so low.
Well, he
man.
took the Octarine core,
Yeah. The
or well, at
cooldown
least I thought he had an Octarine
is
core.
only 1 minute.
Oh, never
The,
mind.
the
Yeah,
Ags.
it's only 1
the
minute.
Ags makes it
That's right. That's
so
right.
low. Yeah, it's definitely more and more convincing with every fight. God damn, it just like, they use it in the Roche pit and it just goes to the shrine.
Yeah.
I feel like they just weren't expecting it there. It's like, what, we're ulted?
Dude, Shaker was waiting to blink, and he was like, "Why is my blink constantly
What
canceled?"
if you go for that one too, the outer ring?
I think he should. I mean, maybe now it's not like, are you fighting more than 1 minute? Probably not. But hell yeah, it's fun as hell.
This Venomancer, I believe he won't get past immigration into the state.
Why?
Why is that?
Yeah, it's Venom. You know,
Oh, okay.
Way
Too much poison. He's a terrorist.
poison.
Oh my gosh.
Poison terrorist.
Bioterrorism.
Okay, that's the worst kind of terrorism.
Another ward gets plopped down, so Storm Spirit needs to be very careful at how he wants to push out these waves. Mirana attempting her best to make sure that the creep wave won't come again, but it doesn't really matter as they're already in the base. 1 Rax will remain after this goes down, but the backdoor protection kicks back in.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Storm is so annoying in the late game because of this.
Yeah,
Tower is under
and Mirana successfully pushes the wave.
But they're really running out of time now.
Oh, yeah.
It's like this last fight, last hurrah. They don't defend here, the
I
game is
respect
over.
that. Hanwell attempts a blind overgrowth in case Mirana was TPing out, but Raven was just a little bit south.
That's a tree player, man.
That's a tree
He's a
player.
tree player.
That is
Exactly.
such a tree play.
That's
And
such a
he-
tree thing to do.
He's a real tree player because he doesn't even need ags.
He's just
He is the ag.
Or Meteor
he's just
Hammer.
trying to be annoying. Like, his entire purpose is just to annoy the enemy team until they just get tilted and lose.
Honestly, his game sense is fantastic. I mean, I want to know what secret he has to figuring out what to do.
You
'Cause
play a ton
every
of tree.
movement- you tango. You start with tangos. You tango the trees, and then you like.
I mean, he started the game off too with like the courier snipe.
Yeah.
Like from start to finish, this
no
guy.
one, no one does
is
that
just
anymore.
doing-
Who courier snipes anymore? Is
They-
it Monkey King
No,
era?
Especially,
They really
yeah.
don't. It's so rare.
You pretend to be the courier for Monkey King.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, there's
the-
a rap coming around
you
with
can see
Lotac.
the way he walk, he's really played a lot. He knows where the
Look at that.
tree
He's
is.
taking the gank, taking a whole 5-man rotation. It's all good, Hanwell. You've done your job because the rest of my team is getting into high ground territory.
Got no
Backdoor
buyback.
protection has been disabled.
Gotta be concerned. There's no buyback on this tree.
Well, there's also no TPs on half of Lotac's team who are dealing with a Tusk right now.
God.
3 heroes are trying to fight this Tusk who's perfectly content with what's happening. As you're about to lose Mega Creeps, Pipe is surviving, but the Scythe comes out on top of the Hex. Echo Slam does quite a bit of damage, but it goes into the Aeon as he kills himself on the Nether Ward damage. Poison Nova finally comes out. BKB activated by Raven. Macy's on the run. Abyssal Blade connects. This Nastro Bloodseeker is going to get very thirsty as this poison damage continues ticking on. Macy going to die to Chuan's rotation. Cheese
Danelie.
eaten by the Bloodseeker, gets snowballed in, down goes Ohio. Bloodseeker's gonna try to run away. Cheon manages to get the Vortex, but the Lotus Orb may protect him for a little bit longer. He puts down the Blood Right, and the Radiance damage finishes off the Storm. He will die in the end to a Static Remnant, but 2 Radiant heroes remain. Mega Creeps have been
GG.
claimed, and good game is called.
I thought there was a chance there for Lotac because we started seeing some of these heroes outside of Sterling Global Dragon starting to fall, and I was thinking, wait, is there a chance of a potential comeback? But too many buybacks.
That's safe from Tuts though. You know, save that the
Yeah,
Bloodseeker so
Bloodseeker.
so you can kill one more before he goes out.
If Storm
and
Spirit had
something costs
lived,
the GG. Yeah.
Yes.
If
that
Storm
game may have
Spirit
been
can
going.
leave, go back to the fountain, come back full HP, he can just clear all the creep wave or even potential to kill. It was a good save. Even well, and that in overall was a great fight because it's 4v5 after all.
That was crazy.
Great fight, great game.
I think that game really just boils down to the difficulty to execute the team fights for Lotac in a game where they wanted to fight. They don't really have split pushing heroes aside from the Storm, and even Storm and Mirana they're kind of like pseudo split pushing heroes. They're not some Terrorblade or some Nature's Prophet who can completely shred your base or something like that, right?
I thought Chuyan took a while to ramp up as well. I was expecting him to be able to apply a bit more pressure earlier, but then couldn't quite get it.
Well, it was became
he had a
Raven's
he had a-
responsibility.
Yeah, I mean,
Raven decided to take over the mid game, and that.
Well, he had a
like-
really rough lane too, so.
Right, and like Cyclops was saying, he was really hoping that like Raven. Did we ever really see him like?
pop off.
No, he was never fighting the Bloodseeker. He was never really fighting the
Yeah, but
Venomancer.
that's kind of like when you're running around fighting to make space for your storm. That's kind of the sacrifice that you make. Like you're not.
right.
If you're playing completely greedy that game, you probably go rotating between like you push the lane out, push a tower, take a fight, push a lane out, take a fight. Like there's this rotation when you're a carry of applying pressure, getting a lot of farm, which would make you a lot stronger,
But he
and then
could-
fighting.
He could never get that farm though because I don't know. I
Well,
was looking.
Storm needed it. He needed to make space for Storm.
They needed to make
Mm.
space for Storm, but the issue is that I kind of felt like the heroes that they drafted on the side of the dragons, it actually pushed Storm so that I still can't fight with my standard items because my HP is deteriorating at such a rapid rate. Like the Venomancer, when he got that first point of Poison Nova, we saw it destroyed everyone because everyone was super squishy. They didn't have any sustainable items to keep everyone alive in those fights.
Yeah,
So-
that was definitely a
Interesting.
pretty hard to execute team fights. It's just this fact that like the Poison Nova lasts so long that
Yeah.
even if the
Big-
Poison Nova doesn't kill you, the Bloodseeker will.
The 25 mushroom cloud, it was massive.
That was
Big.
that was actually ridiculous.
And he took the 7-second Poison Nova duration as well. So
Yeah, of course.
overall, it lasts for 25 seconds, covers the entire map, and your Bloodseeker has a Radiance just going ham.
Just
Yeah.
casually the entire.
And then while that's happening, there's people like 40% HP trying to run away and get away. There's just this Glimmercape Pugna running around daggoning.
and a blood seeker.
Right, and then the
The Red Flash.
Nether Ward too. Like, there's all of this just damage that's happening in the fights. Where it's like, if you don't win that fight immediately, you'll lose. But then there's the Tusk save for the burst, which protected them in the early game, and then in the late game,
Early
there's
fight.
there's the Eon discs. So it's like, it seems like an impossible to win game unless you have some ability to split push or you snowball so hard that team fight composition doesn't matter. Because if you have a 10k gold lead, 20k gold lead, it doesn't matter that they have all of these good heroes to fight because you just have so many items, you just shred them, right?
Skill is
Yeah.
good, but what I want to compliment them is their, the way they think, the way they're creative, and this is very innovative strategy. And if you take a look at that lineup, you see MC, Nashor, Hornwell. This is not a star player at all.
If
They-
anything, can we like give a props to Januel on his tree?
I want to get him to call in. Do we have a call?
Great question.
I would love to talk to Januel. No,
No
reply
reply.
from the
Okay,
team.
okay, that's too
Aw.
bad. That's too bad.
Alright.
We can have a moment of silence for all of the
Lotac.
trees that were lost in that
And
game.
the one courier.
Yeah.
That's not a moment of silence.
That's
Cyclops.
cool. Yeah. Alright. Great first series. Been very energetic series.
I've been enjoying myself on the throne.
Yeah, you get addicted to that, but
It's
we
comfortable.
will be having the role swap soon after this, as well as 2 more series coming up. After this break, should be around 10 minutes. We'll be right back with a new role.